Hi guys, welcome to Money by Sunny. Today, we'll be talking about how to get out of the poverty trap. The number of people living in poverty in the United States is at persistently high levels. The poverty line is the official US definition for poverty and is based on a threshold that is calculated by looking at the income level for the average family. In the US, the poverty threshold for a family of 4 is about $26,500. The poverty rate in 2020 was over 11%, and that amounted to about 37 million people in the US, which is a worryingly high number. A lot of people think that poverty has something to do with laziness or intelligence, but that isn't true. Poverty can simply be a result of unfortunate circumstance, and very often it's not the fault of the person. Now that we've talked about poverty, how do we go about overcoming it? In this video, we'll look at 6 great steps you can take to get out of the poverty trap and start building your wealth. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Create a budget. In order to escape poverty, it's important to create and maintain a budget and live within your means. This ensures that you will have enough money to cover your expenses and build a financial cushion. This is one of the key first steps, because if you don't know where your money is going, it becomes extremely difficult to ensure that you're taking positive steps to get out of your cash-strapped situation. One way to create a budget is to map out your monthly expenses. This will allow you to determine where you are overspending and where you can make more of an effort to cut costs. A lot of people make the mistake of only taking a cursory glance at their monthly expenses without analyzing each category. This is the key to a wealthy life, and while it can be difficult to do, it's also the easiest to change by doing a few things differently. For example, don't order that fancier coffee at Starbucks. It's likely worth less than $1 more. Spend less by eating dinner at home more often. Find other activities that you can do that are cheaper or free instead of going to the movies. There are many different budget types out there, such as the 50-30-20, the zero-based budget, and others. You're sure to be able to find one that suits your situation. I've covered a summary of these in another video, so be sure to check out the link in the description. Once your budget is in place, you must then live below your means so that your savings and wealth have a chance to grow. Number 2. Develop an emergency fund. Getting out of poverty doesn't just start with making money. One of the key steps is to have a reliable safety net for emergencies and to make sure that your income is enough to support yourself. Unfortunately, emergencies are an unavoidable part of life, and not planning for them is a recipe for disaster, as they can often force people to turn to high-interest debt to cover the emergency, such as credit cards or payday loans. If you work for a company, you may have the option of earning an emergency fund through setting up an emergency saver account at your workplace. In addition to emergencies, this account can be used for other unpredictable expenses, such as car issues. If you're out of work or have been in a strike, you may have to find a way to start saving cash when you have cash available. This could be examples such as when you receive a bonus, a tax refund, a birthday check, a raise, a child support increase, or a property settlement payment. The key to building a secure emergency fund is to use a systematic, automatic process so that the fund grows consistently every month. Be sure to check out the video in the description if you want to find out more about emergency funds and how to get started with one. Number 3. Eliminate bad debt. Bad debt is one of the worst things you can live with, so if you want to escape poverty and start building wealth, you must focus on eliminating it. If you can't, your ability to live a rich life is compromised. Bad debt is usually associated with high-interest credit, such as credit cards. But auto loans can also be considered as bad debt, since they finance a depreciating asset, your car. Interest payments on bad debt are often sky-high and will be a significant drain on your monthly budget. If you're struggling to repay high-interest credit card debt, try to stop using them immediately. For example, use cash or your debit card instead of a credit card for your purchases. And explore if it's possible to use public transport instead of driving your car to and from the office every day. Eliminating bad debt is not easy and can be painful in the short term, but it's crucial to your long-term success. Number 4. Invest in your own growth and education. This is an extremely powerful tool that you can use to move up the economic ladder. It's difficult to improve your lot in life by simply putting in more time at work, as there are only 24 hours in a day. To get ahead, you need to get smarter and improve your own value. Investing in your own growth and personal development to improve your earning potential is one of the most powerful tools you can use to improve your financial situation. We often hear about how important it is to invest our money to make it grow, but it's equally as important to invest in ourselves, as the returns can be very significant. However, there is often hesitation in spending money on courses or training, as we don't see the immediate economic benefit. As with many worthwhile things, it's a long-term game. Expecting an overnight boost to our finances after completing a skills course, for example, is unreasonable and not how it works. It's important to keep our eyes on the overall prize, which is to improve our finances and lift ourselves out of poverty. If you're careful in choosing the right type of education and are then proactive in using your new skills and abilities, you'll certainly see the benefits. This will require faith and time to come to fruition, but it can potentially give you returns many times over what you initially invested in it. Number 5. Cultivate SelfReliance. A key mindset to escaping the poverty trap is cultivating self-reliance. Being able to help oneself is integral to achieving a better economic situation. It sounds harsh, but it's the truth of the situation. Collecting a government check every month may tide you over in the short term, but ultimately it isn't going to help you fix your financial situation in the long run. Being able to help oneself is integral to achieving a better economic situation. Dependency doesn't lead to any type of productive life, and that goes for financial dependence as well. You must be able to wake up and take care of your own needs, because otherwise there will be no way out of your current situation you're enduring. The bonus here is that self-reliance and independence will help not only with your finances, but can be beneficial in other facets of your life as well, such as your self-confidence and your personal life. Number 6. Develop and implement an action plan. Now that we've talked about some of the steps that can be taken, it's important to put it all together by setting and monitoring appropriate financial goals. This gives you your roadmap to improving your financial situation. Knowing your goals and having a plan to meet them is the key to success. After all, you don't build a house without blueprints and plans, and likewise, it's that more difficult to escape poverty without a clear plan and objectives. Setting challenging but attainable goals is a good way to keep you motivated. Putting a specific date on a goal will also make it more difficult to procrastinate. If you have a tight budget, set a goal to save a sizable chunk of money by a specified date. Your chances of reaching your goal will increase as you see your money grow. Developing a plan is, however, only half the picture. A plan that is not implemented and monitored is not going to be very effective. Therefore, it's also critical that you take action on this plan and monitor your progress along the way. It's important to write down any successes and failures and use that data to adjust your plan accordingly. Overcoming inertia and taking action will keep momentum going and keep you on the right path to an ultimately wealthy life. In conclusion, poverty is a difficult but very real problem in pretty much every country in the world. In a society where a significant proportion of people find themselves struggling to make ends meet, it's easy to ignore the problem and just go on living paycheck to paycheck. But there are steps you can take to emerge from this situation. Begin by focusing on what you can do to get out of debt and start living a wealthy life. Internalize the ideas that we covered earlier and start taking these baby steps to make that shift from poverty to wealth. I hope you got some useful insights from this video. Give us a like and subscribe if you did, and see you next time on Money by Sunny.